The first contact spaceship Harmony Dawn gently entered the orbit of planet Velaris. Inside the command deck, the human delegation prepared for one of the most important meetings in human history. For the first time, humans were about to meet the Velari, a telepathic alien species who could read thoughts. Captain Marcus stood near the large window, watching the glowing blue planet below. The clouds swirled like slow rivers, and small floating islands hovered peacefully in the sky. Marcus was nervous. He had studied Velari culture for months. He knew their rules, their customs, and most of all, their gift. They can read my thoughts the moment I meet them, he whispered to himself. His heart beat a little faster. No secrets, no privacy, every thought would be open. The landings. Ship landed gently on a floating platform. The air outside was fresh and sweet, filled with glowing plants and soft music from floating creatures. As Marcus stepped out, he saw the Velari delegation waiting for him. They were tall and graceful, with smooth glowing skin, long silver white hair, and shining emerald eyes. In the center stood Aricia, one of the youngest Velari ambassadors. Her presence was calm, her beauty striking. The moment Marcus's eyes met hers, he felt something strange, like a gentle touch in his mind. It was her. She was already reading him. The first thought, Marcus tried to stay calm, but his mind betrayed him. For a moment, he couldn't help but admire Aricia's beauty, the curve of her face, the shimmer of her skin, the softness of her gaze. He panicked. Don't think that. Stop it. Be professional. His mind screamed, but it was too late. Aricia's lips curved into a small smirk. She spoke softly, her voice smooth like water. Interesting mind you have, human. Marcus's face turned red instantly. The Velari guards watched silently, but none reacted. Only Aricia smiled gently. The awkward greeting. Marcus forced a polite bow. I apologize if my thoughts offended you. Aricia tilted her head slightly. You think much more than you say, but your honesty is refreshing. Her words were not cruel. There was a strange playfulness in her tone. Marcus tried to focus, controlling his mind, but his thoughts ran wild. She's reading me like an open book. Stay calm. Don't imagine anything embarrassing. Aricia's smile grew a little wider. She spoke again, lightly teasing. Your effort to control your thoughts is entertaining. Marcus wished the ground would swallow him whole. The cultural differences. They walked through the glowing pathways of Velaris. Marcus tried hard to shift his focus. Aricia spoke as they moved. We Velari do not hide thoughts. Honesty of mind creates trust. In your kind, secrets live inside the mind. For us, nothing is hidden. Marcus nodded, trying to relax. For humans, privacy is part of respect. We believe thoughts should stay inside, unless we choose to share. Aricia looked at him with curiosity. And yet, you hide so much fear, so many thoughts you are ashamed of. Why? Marcus hesitated. Because sometimes our thoughts are clumsy. They're not always what we truly want or believe. We struggle with them. Aricia paused for a moment. Then your struggle makes you complicated. For the first time, Marcus saw no judgment in her eyes, only curiosity. The growing tensiones. The tour continued. Marcus tried to keep his mind clear, but with every passing moment, he became more aware of her presence, her beauty, her soft voice, her playful smirks. Every time his thoughts slipped, the more he tried to block his mind, the worse it became. His inner voice kept screaming, don't think about her like that. Focus on the mission. And each time, Aricia gently read him like an open book. Finally, she stopped and looked directly into his eyes. Her voice was soft but sharp. You think many things about me, Captain Marcus. Some polite, some less polite. Marcus swallowed hard. I'm sorry. Aricia smiled calmly. I am not offended, human. We Velari find amusement in your struggle. It is charming. The silent connection. As the evening sun lowered, the two stood at the edge of a floating garden. The glowing flowers gently swayed in the soft wind. Strange bluebirds sang sweet melodies. For a brief moment, there was peace between them. Aricia spoke quietly. Your mind is louder than your words, but I sense no hatred in you, no danger. Only confusion, curiosity, and admiration. Marcus breathed deeply. I mean no harm. I only wish to understand your people. Aricia smiled again. Then, let us see where this meeting leads. Human, your thoughts may embarrass you, but at least they are honest. As the night sky of Velaris sparkled with floating moons, Marcus knew one thing clearly. This was only the beginning. And Iresia's gentle smirk told him she was enjoying every bit of his nervous thoughts. Asterisk the awkward. Bond. Next morning, the human delegation gathered in the grand hall of Velar City. The Velari council sat silently on tall crystal chairs, their glowing eyes watching every movement. Captain Marcus stood before them, ready to present his speech. He had practiced every word, but deep inside, his mind was not calm. He knew that, while he spoke, the Velari read every thought behind his words, and somewhere behind the council, standing calmly with a soft smile, was Iresia. The public meeting. Marcus began his speech. We humans come in peace. We offer friendship, trade, and mutual understanding. The council members nodded, but the real conversation was happening in their minds. Marcus kept repeating in his head, stay professional, stay focused. Don't think about her. Don't think about Iresia's smile. Don't. But it was useless. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw Iresia smirk again. She was listening. The private walk after the meeting. Iresia approached Marcus. Captain Marcus, would you like to see our floating gardens? Marcus hesitated, but nodded. Double quotes, of course. It would be an honor. They walked quietly through a pathway of glowing plants and floating light orbs. Strange flowers opened as they passed, releasing soft sweet scents. The silence between them grew heavy. Iresia finally spoke. Your mind is calmer today. Marcus chuckled nervously. I'm trying. She smiled playfully. But you still think things you don't wish me to see. Marcus sighed. I can't stop my thoughts. Humans aren't used to being read like this. The cultural difference. Seriously tilted her head. For us, thoughts are open. It is how we trust. No lies. No hidden emotions. If we feel attraction, we do not hide it. Marcus felt his cheeks warm. Humans are different. We feel embarrassed when private thoughts slip out, especially the personal ones. Iresia's eyes glowed slightly. You feel attraction to me, but you fear I will judge you. Marcus stopped walking, deeply embarrassed. I mean no disrespect. I respect you. As a diplomat, as a leader. I didn't mean for. She raised her hand gently. I am not offended. She stepped a little closer. In fact, I find your struggle very amusing. Her soft smile made Marcus even more nervous. The growing curiosity sat beside a small pond where floating fish swirled in patterns. Marcus tried to relax. You find human emotions funny. Iresia shook her head. Not funny. Fascinating. You fight your own mind. You hide your desires. But your honesty shines through despite your efforts. Marcus looked at the pond. Our thoughts move fast. Sometimes they're not what we want. Sometimes we think things we don't mean. That's why we fear open minds. Iresia watched him quietly, and yet, you remain honest with me, even when embarrassed. That is rare. Even among my people, the silent connection grows. For a while. They sat in silence, but their minds remained open. Marcus couldn't help but notice her beauty again, the way her silver hair glowed under the soft lights, the calm strength in her eyes. Again, Iresia caught the thought. You are thinking it again, Marcus. He groaned softly, shaking his head. I'm trying not to. I swear I'm trying. Iresia's soft laugh filled the air. Your struggle is charming. Then she whispered, perhaps I enjoy reading your mind more than I expected. The council watched us from above. Behind the crystal towers, some elder Velari council members observed their growing bond. One elder spoke with concern. He grows too close to her. Another replied, their minds connect quickly, too quickly. We must watch carefully. If this continues, it may weaken our traditions. Dark thoughts formed in the shadows. Not everyone was pleased by the growing friendship. The forbidden curiosity days passed quickly on Velaris. Every day, Captain Marcus spent more time with Iresia. Their walks through the glowing floating gardens became longer. Their conversations grew deeper. Their bond grew stronger. But each day, Marcus still struggled with his thoughts. The open mindsets they walked through tall glowing trees. Iresia spoke softly. Your mind opens more easily now, Marcus. Marcus smiled shyly. I still get embarrassed, but I'm learning not to fight it. Iresia watched him with gentle eyes. Your honesty is refreshing. Most beings hide behind layers of lies, but your thoughts, even when inappropriate, are honest. Marcus laughed nervously. That's not always a good thing. Iresia smiled. I think it is. For a moment, the air between them grew heavier, charged with a feeling neither spoke aloud. The private conversation later that evening, they sat beside a floating lake under the shining moons. Soft lights danced on the water as strange flying creatures sang. Marcus finally asked the question that had been in his mind for days. Why did you choose to spend time with me, Aricia? Surely other diplomats visit here too. Aricia looked at the moonlight reflection before answering. Because you are different. You do not pretend. You struggle with your thoughts, but you do not lie to me. I see your curiosity, your attraction, your respect, all at once. She turned her glowing eyes toward him, and I find it pleasing. Marcus blushed again, lowering his eyes. The growing feelings the more time they spent together. The more their feelings grew, Marcus found himself drawn to her beauty, her calm strength, her strange but kind mind. And though she could read every thought, she never mocked him. She only smiled, as if secretly enjoying his constant struggle. One afternoon, as he admired her flowing silver hair in the wind, she softly whispered, "You are thinking it again." Marcus groaned. "I really have. No defense, do I?" She laughed gently. "None at all." But behind her playful smile, she'd have felt something she had never experienced before. A growing warmth for this strange human who carried so much emotion inside him. The council's concerns far away, in the tall crystal tower, the Valari elders met in secret. One elder, Elder Valor, spoke with a sharp voice. The human's bond with Aricia grows strong. His mind influences hers. She opens herself too much to him. Another elder nodded. Their connection threatens our balance. If Valari bond with humans, our traditions will change. Valor's eyes narrowed. We must act before it grows deeper. We cannot allow this weakness to spread. Plans began to form in the shadows, the forbidden touch on evening. As Marcus and Aricia sat beneath the glowing trees, a soft wind carried glowing petals around them. Without thinking, Marcus gently reached for her hand. For a brief moment, their fingers touched. Warmth spread through them both. Aricia's eyes widened slightly, but she did not pull away. Their hands stayed together. Quiet and steady, Don Marcus spoke softly. "Is this allowed?" Aricia whispered, "Our minds connect openly, but our bodies rarely do. You cross a line few dare cross." Marcus quickly pulled back. "I'm sorry." Aricia smiled gently. "I did not say I was offended." She leaned closer and whispered playfully, "You think many things. I know them all. Yet you still dare to touch. That is bold, human." Marcus swallowed hard, his heart pounding. The unspoken danger as that connection deepened. The silent threat grew stronger behind the scenes. Elder Valors. Spies watched them closely, waiting for the moment to strike. The forbidden bond between a human and a Valari was growing into something neither culture had fully prepared for. And soon, others would try to tear them apart. Asterisk, the dangerous plot. Days passed peacefully on the surface, but behind the crystal walls of Valaris, darkness quietly spread. The growing bond between Captain Marcus and Aricia was now no longer a secret. Their closeness, though innocent, was seen by some elders as dangerous. The secret council in a hidden chamber inside the tall crystal tower. The senior Valari elders gathered. Elder Vela stood at the center. His voice was cold. "The human's mind corrupts her. She begins to feel emotions that weaken her duty. This is how contamination starts." Another elder agreed. "They speak of respect and friendship, but humans carry uncontrolled desires. Our culture must stay pure." Vela's eyes narrowed. "We will stop this, and we will make it appear as if the human broke our trust first." The elders began to build their secret plan to destroy Marcus's reputation and crush the growing alliance between humans and Valari. The setup begins that night. Spies entered Marcus's temporary living quarters. They planted illegal data devices in his personal computer, filled with fabricated messages suggesting dangerous intentions toward the Valari people. These fake messages made it appear that Marcus planned to steal Valari secrets and seduce their diplomats for political gain. The goal was clear: disgrace Marcus. Break his bond with Aricia, and end the human-Valari alliance before it truly began. The warning signs. Next day, Marcus met Aricia again in the floating gardens. He noticed her expression was different, serious, almost worried. "Something wrong?" Marcus asked gently. Aricia paused before answering. Whispers spread through the council. "Some claim you hold hidden intentions." Marcus frowned. "That's not true. I've been open with you from the beginning." She nodded. "I know. Your thoughts speak honestly, but others now accuse you of hiding secret plans." Marcus sighed deeply. "Someone is setting me up." Aricia's eyes softened. "Yes, and I fear who it might be." The forbidden feeling grows despite the growing tension. Their connection remains strong. That evening, as the two sat beneath a glowing crystal tree, Marcus finally spoke the truth he had been holding. Aricia, I've never felt this way before. I came here to build peace, but I find myself drawn to you more than I should. Aricia did not look away. Instead, she gently touched his hand. And I find myself drawn to you as well, Marcus. She smiled softly. Even knowing every thought inside your mind, I still feel safe with you. Marcus smiled nervously. You're not scared of my complicated human thoughts? Aricia smirked again. They are messy, but they are honest. And honesty is rare. Their bond was no longer simple curiosity. It was becoming something deeper, something forbidden. The thread moves closer as they shared this quiet moment. Elder Vaylor watched from the shadows through hidden vision. Devices, he turned to his assistant. They grow close. The evidence is planted. Now we wait. When the time comes, we strike publicly. The humans will lose face. She will be humiliated, and this foolish friendship will be crushed. The trap was set. The stage was prepared. The danger was now closer than ever. The mental duel Grand Crystal Hall of Velaris was filled with thousands of Velari citizens. The air was heavy with silence. At the center stood Captain Marcus, surrounded by Velari guards. His face was calm, but his heart pounded. Beside him stood Aricia, her glowing green eyes filled with quiet strength. In front of them sat the Velari elders, led by Elder Vaylor. The trap had been set. The public accusation. Elder Vaylor stood and spoke loudly so all could hear. We welcome visitors. We offer friendship, but today we face betrayal. The crowd gasped. Captain Marcus of the human delegation has been caught with secret plans to use our trust for his own gain. He waved his hand, and holograms appeared, showing the fake messages planted in Marcus's files. Vaylor's voice sharpened. He used his relationship with Aricia to get close. His thoughts were filled with hidden desires and political ambitions. Whispers filled the hall. Marcus clenched his fists, but remained silent. Aricia defends him. Aricia stepped forward. Her voice was calm, but strong. I have read Captain Marcus's mind from the first moment we met. He carries no such intentions. His thoughts have always been honest, sometimes clumsy, sometimes embarrassing, but never dangerous. Vaylor frowned. Your judgment is clouded, Aricia. Your bond with him blinds you. He raised his hand again. We cannot trust words alone. Let us open the minds. Let us hold a mental duel. The crowd murmured loudly. The ancient triad mental duel was an ancient Velari tradition. Both minds would be opened fully and projected for all to see. No secrets, every emotion, every hidden thought, every desire laid bare. The innocent would remain strong. The guilty would be exposed. Marcus swallowed hard. He knew what this meant. Every thought, even the personal ones he wished to hide, would be seen by everyone. He looked at Aricia. Are you sure? She nodded firmly. If we run, they win. If we open our minds, the truth will protect us. Marcus took a deep breath. Then let's do it. The duel begins. Tall dimmed. The tall glowing crystals were brought to the center. Marcus placed his hand on one crystal. Aricia placed her hand on the other. Energy beams connected them. The Velari citizens watched the floating visions appear, their thoughts becoming images. In the air. First, Marcus's thoughts appeared. Marcus's mind exposed. The audience saw flashes of his first meeting with Aricia. His instant attraction, his nervous embarrassment, his clumsy attempts to hide his feelings, his deep respect for her. They saw his honesty, his desire for peace, his growing care for Aricia, and yes, they saw his messy, private human desires too, but nothing dangerous. Laughter rippled through the crowd at his awkward thoughts, but many smiled softly, seeing his honesty shine through. Vaylor's attack failed. Elder Vaylor tried to twist the moment. See? His mind is full of desire, but Aricia raised her voice. Desire is not betrayal. His feelings are honest, open, and respectful. He has never hidden them from me, and I have never felt threatened. The crowd grew silent, listening carefully. Aricia's mind exposed. No. Aricia's thoughts appeared. Her first playful amusement at Marcus's embarrassment, her growing respect for his honesty, her gentle enjoyment of his messy but pure human mind, and finally, her own growing feelings for him. The audience watched, surprised. Even Velari, who doubted her before, now saw her truth. The elders' corruption exposed suddenly. Aricia projected one more image, one the elders did not expect. A hidden memory she had secretly recorded. Elder Vaylor and his council planning the false evidence. The hall gasped. Vaylor's face turned pale. The truth was now fully exposed. The crowd reacted. Citizens stood and began to shout, "He is innocent." The elders tried to lie. "They broke our sacred trust." Guards moved quickly, surrounding Valor and his followers. They were arrested on the spot. The entire hall erupted with loud cheers. The bond stands strong as the lights returned to normal. Marcus and Aricia stood hand in hand. Her voice was soft, but filled with pride. "Your mind may be messy, human, but it is honest, and I trust it." Marcus smiled. "And I trust you, Aricia." The two stood together, stronger than ever. The alliance-sealed sun rose brightly over Velaris the next morning. The tall crystal towers reflected the golden light. The city was alive with energy. A new hope filled the air. For the first time in Velari history, the mental duel had exposed the truth not of the accused, but of the accusers. The old council was gone. The people were free to think differently now. The celebration inside the grand hall. Humans and Velari gathered together. The leaders of both species stood side by side, ready to sign a historic agreement, the first full alliance between humanity and the telepathic VLA or I. At the center stood Captain Marcus and Aricia, now seen as heroes. Marcus wore his human uniform, but his face was calm and proud. Aricia stood beside him in a flowing silver robe, her emerald eyes glowing warmly. The speech new Velari council leader spoke to the large crowd. "We have seen honesty, we have seen courage, and we have seen that even when minds are different, trust can grow." He looked at Marcus and Aricia. "Today, we seal this alliance. Our thoughts may not always be the same, but our hearts can walk together." The crowd erupted in cheers. The alliance treaty was signed. The humans and Velari were no longer strangers. They were partners. The private moment later that evening, Marcus and Aricia walked through the quiet floating gardens. The glowing flowers swayed gently as a soft breeze moved through the trees. They walked side by side, without guards, without watchers, just the two of them. Marcus finally spoke. "You saved me, Aricia." She smiled softly. "And you saved me too, Marcus. You showed me how complicated, how messy, and how beautiful human minds can be." Marcus chuckled. "I'm still embarrassed. You saw all my messy thoughts." Aricia tilted her head with playful eyes. "I find them entertaining." Marcus blushed again. The honest bond. They sat under a glowing tree, watching small light creatures fly above them. Aricia spoke softly. "You were honest even when it hurt, and that is why I trust you." Marcus reached for her hand carefully. This time, she did not hesitate. She took his hand gently, fingers locking softly together. "Our worlds are different," Marcus said. "Yes," Aricia agreed, "but our minds have found each other." For the first time, there was no embarrassment, no fear, just quiet understanding. A new beginning as the moons of Velaris rose into the sky. Marcus whispered, "What happens now?" Aricia smiled. "Now, we explore the future, together." They sat in silence, hands joined, hearts open. No secrets, no lies. Two different beings, from two different worlds, fully connected. Their story was only beginning. Asterisk a new beginning together. Weeks passed after the Grand Alliance was sealed. Velaris was changing. Humans and Velari now walked side by side. The fear that once lived between the two species began to fade. New friendships, new projects, and new dreams were born. But for Captain Marcus and Aricia, something even more personal was growing. Building trust beyond thoughts every day. They spent time together. At first, Marcus still struggled with his wandering human thoughts. But now, when Aricia caught him thinking something bold or silly, she no longer smirked to tease him. Instead, she smiled softly, fully understanding him. "Your mind is open to me now, Marcus," she often whispered, "and I'm no longer afraid." He would reply. Their bond had grown into something far deeper than playful teasing. It was trust. It was comfort. It was something neither had experienced before. Leaving the old fears behind an evening. As they walked through a new floating park built by both species, Marcus spoke. "When I first arrived, I was terrified of your ability to read my mind." Aricia smiled, and now, he gently squeezed her hand. "Now I am grateful for it." Aricia stopped and turned to face him. "You have taught me something too, Marcus, even with open minds. Emotions can surprise us. I did not expect to feel this way." Her voice grew softer. "Not with a human." Marcus's heart beat faster. "Nor did I expect to feel this with a Velari." They both smiled. The decision as their friendship turned into something stronger. A decision waited. Marcus's mission on Velaris was ending. His ship was preparing to return to Earth, but neither of them wanted to say goodbye. One night, under the twin moons, Aricia gently reached into his mind. He felt her thoughts touch it softly, like warm light. "You wish to stay," she whispered. Without speaking, Marcus smiled. "I do." Her emerald eyes shine. "Then stay. You are no longer just a visitor here, Marcus." A new home months later, Marcus officially became the first human ambassador to live permanently on Velaris. He made his home beside Aricia's, in a beautiful crystal dwelling surrounded by glowing gardens. Together, they worked to help others. Like them, humans and Velari building bonds through open trust and shared learning. Their strange beginning, filled with embarrassment, awkward thoughts, and nervous smiles, became a story told across both worlds. Young Velari would often whisper she read his dirty thoughts, but she still smiled, and young humans would answer because his thoughts were honest, and so was his heart. The final scene in one quiet evening, Marcus and Aricia stood hand in hand, watching the stars above. The galaxy sparkled brightly. No fear, no secrets, no shame, just a souls fully seen, fully trusted, fully connected. Aricia whispered softly, "Your mind will always be an open book to me, Marcus." He smiled and whispered back, "And I'll never be afraid of that again." They stood under the stars, not human and alien, but two hearts that had found each other.